I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord.
I get the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ranked and Reviewed. I'm your host, Tomye West, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Alannis Maximus.
Salutations. You thought you always going to do it, didn't you?
What's new, man? What's new, you know?
My drinks. They're fresh.
Are they, Alan?
Floyd says I'm cool.
Floyd's Alan's dog. He snores and farts and ruins our streams a lot, but he's all right.
That's it.
So, if you haven't joined us before, this is Ranked and Reviewed, where we usually take a movie franchise and we rank every movie in that franchise against each other and rank them from best to worst, worst to best, whatever you want to say. We each do a separate list. I've got my own best to worst. Alannis has got his own best to worst, and that leads to some pretty interesting conversations. Maybe even with this episode right now. But what we're doing this year is different. We're doing this differently this year. We're not taking movies in a franchise. We are ranking every movie, new release that we go see at the movies, which is a lot. Try to do as many as we can, try to do all of them, against each other for the year. And at the end, we're going to have one giant big list of best to worst, worst to best. Again, however you want to say, both separate lists as well. So, in saying that, here we are. We've reached, I don't even know what level this would want to, what you'd want to claim this level to be at, Alannis. I guess we've reached Megalodon fucking status.
Yeah. It's mega.
It's not at all. So let's get on with our review of the Meg 2. Now, before we get into our thoughts, we're going to do what we always do, and that is go over the overview of this movie. Oh, very funny. I just started looking up the overview, and the homepage is the Meg 2.
Ah, well, there you go.
All right. Okay. Why did it come up with a Ninja Turtles ad? Okay. The Meg 2. Click here at work, man. Anyways, what do you think of this movie? Like, not. Let's not give away our full things while I bring this up. Just, what were you expecting, and how did this come out?
It was interesting because I didn't look much into. I hadn't seen the first one until I watched it on the day yesterday, and I didn't. Apart from seeing the trailer, I didn't know what to expect from either of them. And it was very different to the first one. Like the first one is one shark, kind of more a suspense, kind of the sharks coming in there stranded in the ocean, and the Jaws kind of vibe. This one was very different. It took a leap into more of a, I guess, action movie cross creature feature akin to things like, I mean, I know it's completely different, but the same vein as something like Jurassic Park, where we've got several creatures, lots of shit happening. Or like even King Kong, the one with Jack Black, if you get what I mean, like that kind of creature feature.
All right, well, save the rest. We're going to go through the overview. The Meg 2, The Trench, which I didn't realize till after we'd seen the movie that it had like a separate name. 2023, rated 12A, again, with a runtime of 1 hour and 56 minutes. And the synopsis goes a little like this. A research team encounters multiple threats while exploring the depths of the ocean, including a malevolent mining operation. That literally is the worst synopsis ever for this movie, but whatever. Directed by Ben Wheatley, written by John Hober, Eric Hober, and Dean Jorgaris. I don't know. Stars Jason Statham, Jing Wu, Cliff Curtis. And this had a box office budget of roughly, I'm trying to find it. Oh, don't tell me it's one of those movies that they don't put up the budget. Yeah, there is no fucking budget that I can see of on IMDb anyway. So
I'm guessing it cost more than $2.50.
Did it? No, I'm joking. We're going to get into more trivia at the end, but just one little thing quickly. This is set 40 years after the events of the first film. And in mainland China, their movie runs for 4 minutes longer than other versions released globally.
Oh.
The tagline for this is New Meg, Old Chum. Terrible tagline. And it's weird because it covers like a lot of genres too. It says genres: action, adventure, horror, sci-fi, thriller.
It really does kind of blur the lines between those. It has elements of all of them.
It wasn't scary, man. There's no horror there.
Yeah. There's
jump scares and there's like tension raising bits, but there's nothing really scary.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Unless you have a shark phobia.
It is like a creature feature, which is pretty crazy. So, like, go into your further thoughts now, Alannis. What did you think?
Well, it made me wet. And that's
actually in 4DX. We saw it in 4DX.
Yeah, how long have I been waiting to say that?
Yeah, we saw it in 4DX, which obviously that's what we do whenever we see a movie and then we have the option of doing 4DX. That's what we like to specialize in with our channel, is mainly 4DX. But I will say that my t-shirt was fucking wet as fuck after this movie, man.
Yeah. It was the first time I've seen a 4DX movie where it would justify, if you weren't into that, pushing the water off button.
Yeah, man, there was a lot of it, eh?
Yeah.
Like it happened so often that I started like worrying like it was going to happen. So I was like this the whole time. And I was like, oh shit, man! Like I've been squinting my eyes this entire fucking movie. But expand on your thoughts, because I know that my thoughts are going to vary a lot from yours.
Yes, the movie itself was to I guess expand on what I was saying before. Very different in tone from the first one. Like, if I had have not seen the first one and seen this, like, not that the first one was bad, but I would have been probably a bit let down because it's just so a lot different pace, a lot different vibe, a lot less my kind of vibe, I guess. The first one, like, I'm not huge into the Jaws suspensing. I like it, I didn't mind it, but it wasn't great. Where this was just, it was ridiculous, but not too ridiculous. It wasn't Sharknado ridiculous. It was, I don't know, 80s action movie ridiculous, and I'm okay with that. I like that.
Yeah,
you got Jason Statham jumping off a wave, throwing exploding harpoon to one shot a megalodon. I mean,
Look, man. First off, we're just making up animals now. Because there was a lot of made up shit in this fucking movie. I don't know if you noticed when they were in like under the water, walking in their mechanical suits. Did you notice those like spider-looking fucking things walking?
Yep.
They were like stick bugs underwater, man. What is this thing? And then fucking they arrive at the fucking Galapagos Islands or whatever the fuck, the fun island place, and fucking there's these like goannas, like big fucking dragons.
Salamander deals.
They look like something from Avatar.
But I was thinking about it, and I think it was implied they came out of the trench, which confuses me because why the fuck would there be an amphibious creature down there when it can't get out of that barrier?
They didn't come out of the trench. They didn't come out of the trench because remember, man, how the movie started off. 65 million years ago with a fucking dinosaur eating them and then getting eaten by the megalodon. These lizards were living on this island for a long time, man. Like, there's no comfort in the trench of these things. And not just that, but what I found funny, which I said to you when we left the cinema, was like everyone was partying on this island for like years, man. Like there was no dramas. Like everyone thought this island was fun, and it was called Fun Island. And then Jason Statham arrives on his fucking jet ski, and fucking suddenly everyone's getting eaten by these fucking things. Like it'd just be like, take your mates back home with you, Jason, you fuckwit. Like,
so if you're at the beach and you see Jason Statham coming along on a jet ski, you go. You don't look back, you go.
And if you're the bad guy chasing him on a different fucking boat, and you see this guy like ride a fucking tidal wave and then stab a fucking shark or whatever with a bomb and whatever happened. Dude, it was so extreme. Like it was laughable about how extreme it was. Like you saw me with the last frame of this movie, which I'm not going to give away just yet, but fuck me, man. Like that was probably the most genuine laughter I've had in the cinema for a long time, man, where I couldn't stop laughing because it was just so tidy. And it was like, this doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like first off, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but I'm just going to say this so you understand what I'm trying to get at with that is that, so all this shit happens. Everything's washed up on shore, whatever. They knew, apparently, that there was this bottle of alcohol in the fucking remains. Like, they walked over, but yet they were all sitting there already with their glasses. Like there must have been more steps in between this where they were like, man, I could go a drink. And then the other one was like, we don't even have any glasses. And they're like, oh, over on that bar. And he's like, well, we're going to have alcohol. He's like, oh, look over there. Like, there had to be something like that. But there wasn't. There literally, it was just fucking like, action, roar, roar. It was that quick. And we've seen shark movies. We've seen shark things in real life in Australia, being that we get a lot of sharks in summertime at the beach where they're like, oh, we got to cordon off the beach. The last 30 minutes of this movie, there were still people trying to get out of the water. And I was like, why are you still in there? Why? And you were like, because the pier broke. And I'm like, why were they on the pier still though? It made no sense. Anyway, what did I think about this movie? Well, I'm not as trash hot on this movie as you were, Alannis. I actually think this movie was a great time. It was fun. It was silly. And if you go in knowing what you're going into, which, to be honest, I didn't quite know what I was going into. I expected silly, but I didn't expect fucking, like, ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, to the point of, like, what the fuck, man? Like, there are a lot of loose ends here and just people expecting us to not care, I guess. Which I guess people didn't care. I was quite surprised by the reaction this movie got in the cinema last night. I mean, people were loving it and laughing, like, very loud. Like, probably and for long times, too. Like, it wasn't like just a, ha! It was like, for ages. And I was like, I guess this is what the audience wants. So, like, as much as I think this movie was, like, a trash movie, but it was, like, enjoyable still, it was definitely not what I was expecting this movie was going to be, especially after what you said about the first one.
Yeah, it was. I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it enhanced my experience on not seeing the first one. Like,
I don't know, man. I wish I was in that boat with you, man, because I wanted to understand this movie more going into it. Because, like, you'd had a few cans by then, and you were like really loud going to me. So what happens is the shark comes out of that trench, and like I'm just like sitting there going, "It's all good, man. Like, I don't need a backing story to this movie because we're going to annoy people." And you're like, "But what happens is with that trench, right?" And I'm just like, "It's fine." But yeah, so you really liked this movie. Like, you liked this more than I thought you would, and more than I did, clearly.
yes. I did thoroughly enjoy it. It was stupid and good in the right ways. It was very reminiscent of the old kind of 80s, 90s golden age, I guess, of action and stupidity. Which
I only just realized what was on your television in the background. What's that game again? What's that called again? Don't tell me, Man Eater.
Yes.
I know my games. So, Alannis, you must like creature features, and because you really dug this movie, I'm like, what other creature features would you put on this sort of caliber? Because I don't know anything about this genre.
I think that there isn't heaps. I feel that they go along the lines of that too stupid where you go to like the Sharknado and I don't know, but things like that, which I'm not that into. They're I can see why people like them, but they're that little bit too ridiculous for me and almost low budget tacky. Whereas this was big budget tacky.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, this shark looked like shit.
Yeah.
Like, usually with these movies, if you're like making a movie called The Meg and it's based on like a megalodon and you're going to be seeing this thing, you're going to try and use as much like shit to your like you're going to use as much as you can to make this shark look as good as possible in the shots that really matter. And in the shots that really mattered, this shark still looked like shit.
Yes.
Like, that's the only thing I can point out wrong about this movie is that the CG did definitely like take you a little bit out of it. Because when I saw the shark, I was like, really?
There were a couple of times as well where it was like kind of like kind of camera kind of pointing upwards towards Jason Statham, and it was just like the sky and that behind him, and you could tell he was standing in front of a green screen.
Oh man, I was gonna say that to you last night, which was, how much do you reckon Jason Statham actually was like on set for this? Because it was like,
A lot of the time you could kind of see he's not at the beach.
and dude, what was with the terrible effects on their faces when they were in their suits under the water?
Oh yeah,
because they had like these like visors, right, clear, but then on the side of them they had like sort of like where the joint would like bend, and that joint was so fucking pronounced that when they like moved their face in the like visor thing, it would do this weird thing because of that like big fucking like line. And it was like, I said to you, I remember I leaned over to you and I went, "This looks like a PlayStation cutscene." Because it did, like dead set. It looked like Death Stranding when they're wearing those suits.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when you were sitting in the movie with me, I don't know if it was the cans talking, I don't know what it was, but you're like, whew, this movie's really good. And I'm just sitting there going,
No, I stand by that. I enjoyed it.
how quick are you going to be to watch this again, though?
I actually would like. I don't think I'll rush out and like see it at the cinema again. I don't think that's necessary, but I will definitely, when it's available to view at home, be the 7 C's of purchasing it. I will see it again. It left an impression.
You know, it's telling though when we both came out of this movie and we hadn't walked out of it.
Yep.
For everyone wondering what that reference is, that is a reference to our last review, which was Mission Impossible, which was marks the very first time for us, Ranked and Reviewed, which is a long time we've been doing this. Well, feels like a long time. We've done a fair few episodes of Ranked and Reviewed now. Like, whatever. What do you reckon we've done? I should tell you right now. Hold on 1 second. Content, playlists, Oh,
We've done a lot.
interesting. Guess what marks our? Guess what today is?
What?
Our 100th episode.
Ah! Ah!
Not the movie I would have wanted to do, but hey, we've still got Tanked and Reviewed coming, and we were supposed to do Barbie, and we have not done that yet. We really probably should go do that movie because it's getting rave reviews and a lot of chatter about it, and I think that it was a big ball drop for us to not go see that movie and review it and make it a
I think we should have seen it instead of Mission Impossible, to be honest.
fucking hands down, man. I'd watch 7 Barbie movies back to back before I sat through 20 more minutes of Mission Impossible.
Oh, yeah.
That movie, I don't care. We got a lot of downvotes on that review last week. We got a lot of views on it too, compared to, not a lot, but for us, like it did pretty well. Like I wouldn't say it was a huge one, but it wasn't terrible, and it wasn't actually even mid-ground. It was doing pretty well, and it still is. And I don't give a fuck about what you, the audience, thinks about our opinion, but Mission Impossible was fucking trash.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up, like dead set serious here, not saying a joke. It sucked. And I'll stand by that. And if you want to write it, if you want to dislike the video because it gives you some sort of like fucking good feeling about yourself, then go for it, man. Because I'm not fucking to be like, yeah, it was not my thing, but I could see why people like. No, this movie sucked, and this movie was better than it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've just stopped caring about people disliking videos. When I see a dislike, I'm like, because it confuses me. Alannis, when's the last time you think you disliked a video?
What? On YouTube? I can't remember.
And why is that? Because
It doesn't.
even show you the dislikes unless you have an extension on your Chrome browser, which allows you to see the dislikes. And how many people, like your average Joe, that just use YouTube, that don't use it very like a lot, have this extension, which is fuck all. I'm guessing like a very small percentage. Even if it was 25% of the people out there that used it, like you're disliking something that only the creator can see. And if they're like us, like seasoned at doing this now, we're not scared of little like fucking negative responses to our videos. We couldn't really give a fuck less about your dislike, you know what I mean? But we also appreciate when you do like the video. Also, we do appreciate the people that care and like our stuff. But the people that downvote it, like, what are you doing in your mum's basement, man? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you wasted more energy clicking dislike than just moving on. Anyway, summing that up, this movie was fine. Yeah, I'm not going to give it a 5. I'm not going to give it a 2. I think this was a solid 3. If you know what you're going in for and you like this sort of movie, or you just want to be laughing about some dude that's Asian that seems to know to like absolutely everything. Like he's like, this is TNT. I'm going to fly that helicopter. Get me this fuck. Oh, wait a minute, man. The helicopter. The petrol thing. My God, man. Are you joking me? Okay. If I put the petrol like thing into my petrol tank in the car, now I press go, that needle ain't moving for a long time. And when I start the car, it takes a while for the needle to even like build up, yeah? But this helicopter, man, apparently all you have to do is squeeze it once and it fucking fills it up like this straight away. I was like, you heard me out loud go, bullshit, man. That's not how quickly a helicopter would fill up. Get out of town, man. What do you think? Do you think that I'm like pretty like correct with what I would give this, which is like a 3 out of 5? Like it isn't this fantastic masterpiece, but it's entertaining and it's a silly good time.
Yeah, it's a good time and it's a solid, ridiculous popcorn movie. Like
at least it knew what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I said to you, how well did the Meg do? Because to grant like a sequel, especially in this day and age, it had to have done well. And I checked, and on a budget of around $180 million, this movie made nearly $600 million.
Wow. Well, that's
And I'm guessing
That's actually remarkably good.
that's why I got a sequel. And I'm guessing we're going to get a third.
Yeah,
the cinema
definitely.
was pretty full.
Yes, definitely. And it was what, a Thursday night, so it's not like it was like midweek as well. Like, yeah,
Everyone came out of the trench, man.
yeah.
With
It was mega.
with those fucking lizards that didn't come out of the trench. But yeah, the 4DX. Now let's talk a little bit about that before we get into our like rankings and all that sort of thing. Alannis, what did you think about the 4DX experience on this?
It was pretty much everything I've been wanting out of 4DX since Mario. And I said on many videos, I'm like, where's the water? Why aren't it being sprayed in the face? Like, it almost got to the point where I thought I had hallucinated that this had happened because it just wasn't happening. But this movie was ballistic. And I can remember going in, we were walking in, I'm like, dude, there has to be a lot of water in this movie. It's set on the water. Like, if it isn't, I'm going to be pissed. It did not let me down. Like, as you said before, we walked out with soggy t-shirts. There's that much water going around. It was fantastic in 4DX.
And yeah, it was crazy that we actually like, it's the first time, because it was that much water used in this 4DX experience. It's the first time that I actually could see the water like
spraying out of the chairs and shit.
Just as like the like stream like going down like that. But I was thinking to myself, when you see the stream, I was like, I'm definitely not getting that wet. You know,
it kind of goes up and then drops.
And you know how you were like, oh, but it rains from like there too. I'm pretty sure it only rains from there, and they've got fans that blow the mist over us, you know? Because yeah, we're learning something new about how 4DX works every time we go there. I mean, with Mission Impossible, we noticed lights more than we noticed the movie, and we're like, I didn't ever notice those lights before.
But it was well like a lot of the subtle things, like the lighting, like in one part where it was like sparking wires, like the lighting was flickering in time with that. And the movements when it was kind of following the shark, it kind of suddenly moved you around and jolted you like you were the shark's movements kind of thing. It was very well done. It didn't feel like it was forced. Everything kind of happened and it fit well. It was purposeful kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. First off, this is the sort of movie that this is what 4DX is made for. Something like this, you know. This had to be 4DX. If this movie came out and it was not in 4DX, man, I would question things. I'd be like, what is it? What is this world even up to anymore? Because we got boring, Mission Impossible dead boring. And that was definitely the shittest 4DX experience ever. Because even in the talking bits and shit and stuff, like there was barely. I seriously reckon that the dude that was doing the 4DX for Mission Impossible didn't even like the movie. It's almost like no one watched it and was like, oh, we should put something here and we should put something here and we should make it move here. They're almost like, just skip these scenes and get to the other bits. You know what I mean? Like that's how it felt. They forgot for the 4DX on Mission Impossible. Like I'm talking long stretches of like 25 minutes where nothing moves. You're like, what is this, man? You know? So like, you know, usually me and Alannis are like, hey, we're not going to like the movie, but the 4DX will be fun. Mission Impossible failed in all areas with that. And this movie succeeded in many ways that I never thought it would, even though it was a pretty shit house movie. Like when you compare it to just cinema, like it's not a fantastic movie, you know, but that's what's expected with the Meg. So I'm not going to give it shit either because I guess it's like Fast and the Furious. Like, you know what it's going to be. You know what people are expecting. And it's going to be off the wall. And that's just the way it is. So anything else you want to say about this movie before we get into our rankings?
No, that is about everything I have to say.
Yeah, you can go play your shitty Baldur's Gate.
Put penises on demons and...
I have to fucking clean, man. Clean and then... I don't know, man. I want to play a video game too, and I've like been playing shitty Gotham Knights, and it's okay. But like, it's Gotham Knights, so it's nothing fantastic. Again, like the Meg too. It wasn't Mission Impossible as a game, but it's the Meg. So with that, Alannis, let's get into some trivia before we get into our finale rankings, because I'm sure there'll be some interesting ones for this. Not like Mission Impossible, where it was like Tom Cruise paid for a fucking boat, blah 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 blah. We don't give a fuck. So okay, it says, while speaking to entertainment site Gen of Geek in April 2021, director Ben Wheatley hinted that the film might see Jason Statham facing off against not one, but several giant prehistoric sharks. That's one thing I'm going to quickly say. There was very little megalodon in this movie. As much as there was multiple megalodons, there was very little megalodons in this movie. Like, honestly, how much screen time do you reckon we got of the Meg?
Not much. Not much at all.
Less than 15 minutes, guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Meg 2 has been in work since October 2018, essentially right after the original movie released. By early 2019, producer Lorenzo, whatever his last name is, not going to even try, confirmed that a script was in the works, and the sequel gained momentum in October 2020, when Ben Wheatley was announced as the Meg 2 director. The English filmmaker is best known for helming horrors such as Kill List from 2011, Sightseers from 2012, and In the Earth in 2021. Wheatley also explored other genres with High Rise in 2015, Free Fire in 2016, and the 2020 Netflix adaptation Rebecca. And you know what's funny? All those lists, I haven't heard one of those fucking movies.
Neither have I.
In April 2021, Jason Statham confirmed that things are finally falling into place regarding the sequel. He said the script is ready and that the filming should begin the following January. If it stays true to the source material, the books, the original Meg has offspring in the interim between movies. That happened in the first book. Okay, this is a book?
That's what I was about to say. These are based on books?
Can you imagine the guy that was like, we got to do a book movie? Like, we've done Harry Potter, we've done The Hunger Games, we've done, what's that fucking adult one? 50 Shades of Grey. Now we're going to do the Meg. Well, like, even Jurassic Park, is based on a book, but it's like now we're doing the Meg books. It's like, can you imagine the guy going, excuse me, I don't know, I'm just me, but are these books worth it? And we'll do one more bit of trivia. Influenced by the strike of SAG-AFTRA, publicity activities such as the London premiere have been cancelled. The world premiere will be held in Beijing, in the Beijing National Indoor Stadium in Beijing on July 28th, which is also the only premiere for this movie in the world. With what we've heard, that the movie runs longer in China, that it's like premiering in China, I'm guessing this movie is very big in China.
Yeah, that'd be.
They love their effects over there, don't they? They love their special effects over there. The more CG, the more Chinese people are going to like your movie, I guess. Hey, I'm not being racist. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not saying that's wrong. Hey, I like explosions and I like fucking lots of CG too. And I have no problems with any CG, really. I hate people who are like, oh, I'm so sick of these CG, like packed full of movies. And it's like, movies have been this way for fucking a long time.
A long time.
And it ain't going backwards. Can you imagine someone being like, no, we're not using CG, and they make a Transformers movie? Fucking Matchbox cars and shit. All right. Alannis, let's get into our rankings. Now, for everyone watching at home, we also rank this movie against the other movies we've seen this year, from best to worst, but we also rank the 40X experience. So with that, we're going to bring up the 40X experience ranking first. For me, it goes number 1, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Number 2, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Number 3, Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Number 4, The Flash. Number 5, The Meg 2. Number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 7, Fast X. Number 8, Mission Impossible. Dead Reckoning, brother. And your list goes, number 1, The Meg 2, The Trench. I can't believe you fucking show. What? I didn't read it till just then, man. Fuck you. Like straight up, fuck you, Alan. Like, number 1, the Meg 2. Number 2, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Number 3, Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Number 4, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Number 5, The Flash. Number 6, Fast X. Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 8, Dead Reckoning, brother. Fucking, I don't even want to open up the overall movies one now that I've seen that. Alannis, what have you done? Let's bring up our overall score for this. Okay, I can accept that more. I had to read yours before I even read mine, man. Okay, I can accept that. Let's go through it. Number 1, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Number 2, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Number 3, Scream 6. Number 4, The Flash. Number 5, Avatar: The Way of the Water. Number 6, Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Number 7, Cocaine Bear. Number 8, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 9, Evil Dead Rise. Number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 11, The Meg 2. Number 12, Fast X. Number 13, Dead Reckoning, brother. And then, I like how you put Meg's beanie on the shark, by the way. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think.
Alannis, Evil Dead Rise. I still don't know what you're thinking about that one. What fucking crack are you smoking? Number 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Number 4, Avatar: The Way of the Water. Number 5, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Number 6, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Number 7, The Meg 2, The Trench. Number 8, Scream 6. Number 9, actually, no, you know what? This list sucks now, Alannis. I didn't realize that you put Super Mario Brothers movie at 9. Number 9. Number 10, Cocaine Bear. Number 12, Fast X. Number 13, Dead Reckoning, brother! This is Gotham's Reckoning. So, that is our ranking for the pleb, the Meg. Alannis' list is completely wrong. I'm just letting everyone know. I know that opinions are opinions and like whatever. You can't really say what is good art and what is bad art because it's all like subjective. But we can all agree that that's wrong, right?
Well, I disagree, but I also suck as a person.
Yeah, we both suck as people though, man. Like Mission Impossible, man. That's already cemented us as like really not people you want to rely on for your movie reviews if you're especially expecting people to sit through the entire movie. You know what I mean? Well, Alannis, what have we got coming up next?
That is a good question. We have Gran Turismo at some point.
I'm going to have a look quickly so we can give everyone we know we're doing Gran Turismo. Kill me now. I'm a PlayStation guy, but I'm not a car racing person whatsoever. I mean, I'm glad it's not actually about car racing, really. But what is with how it's like got it coming out and then it's got it coming out as well, but then it says plus gameplay. Of what?
Gameplay of what?
Is there a new Gran Turismo coming out? Because again, I'm a PlayStation person and I have no fucking idea because I don't pay attention to Gran Turismo. So, okay, so we've already done Dead Reckoning, thank God. So we've got Gran Turismo, which is okay. I think our next big movie is going to be, I think, Stray.
Yeah.
Stray is coming out August 17th. Gran Turismo has been pushed back to the week after that, I'm pretty sure. And then we got Haunted Mansion on the 31st of August. By the way, there's a Dracula Voyage of the Demeter coming out.
Nice. Dracula on a boat.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's not in 40X, so no one's getting wet during that. And then we've got September 7th. We've got Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Are we seeing The Equalizer? I don't think we are we?
I don't think we are.
Me and Alannis have made an agreement now that we're not just going to review every new movie that comes out for the sake of reviewing the movie. If both me and Alannis have like zero interest in the movie, we are no longer reviewing movies because Dead Reckoning proved to be the straw that now, so next week I think we will be doing. So it's not quite there yet. So next week we have to pick something to do, Alannis, because we have not done anything. So we've got nothing coming up next week. So what do you say we do Barbie next week?
That sounds good to me.
Because look, dude, it's not in 4DX. We don't have to go see it at some fancy cinema. We can just go to a cheap ass cinema and see Barbie.
Yeah.
And what are we doing about Oppenheimer?
That's another one.
So too much is coming out.
That's it.
So I say we do Barbie next week.
Yes.
If we'll find a day and we'll do it. Don't know what day. And then we'll do Strays the week after that. Then it'll be The Haunted Mansion. And then it'll be Ninja Turtles. And we got what are your thoughts on Expendables?
I think we should do that.
Have you seen
It'll
it?
have to be 40X. If that movie's not 40X, there's a problem with that.
I don't think it is.
That's crazy.
No, it might be, but it's got 50 Cent in it, so I'm there, I guess. And then we got the Marvels in November.
Yes. I think we've got the Nun in 40X as well, which is...
Oh, fucking shoot me in the head.
we're going to have heart attacks. That's okay.
I don't want to see Saw, man, but what are we doing about that?
I don't know. I didn't even know there was another one coming. I stopped watching after like 3.
Well, this is Saw 10.
I've missed a fair few of them then.
Yeah, I've missed the last 9. No, I'm joking. Anyways, thank you everyone for joining us. This has been Ranked and Reviewed. That was our review for the Meg. Go check it out if you dare. And get ready to see an Asian go in a helicopter like this.
And Jason Statham one-shotting a shark with an exploding spear.
Weak ass megalodon. All right, everyone. As always, I've been your host, Tomye West. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and terrible taste in movie goer with me. I'm not just saying him. We're both terrible taste in movies. That's Alannis Maximus. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week for our review of Barbie, and followed by Strays the week after that. Thank you, and good night, and fuck Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning!
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord.